Some people come into Moorland, they know what life in prison is like, they're well able to cope. Other people come in who perhaps have never been in prison before and are isolated, unsure, frightened.
Moorland Prison offers a liberal regime for some of the North's most dangerous young criminals. It's a showpiece jail, but it's seen 2 riots within 12 months. So, is it a formula for success or failure?
It was a lot different than I expected it to be. You could hear all the shouting outside the windows and people calling each other. And I think the most frightening thing was the first night being banged up and not having a radio, not having books, not having anything. All I thought about was how stupid I'd been to be in here.
Is your sight good with both your eyes?
Good.
Hearing in both your ears?
Yeah.
Now, when was the last time you took any forms of drugs? We told nothing to nobody, so just tell us the truth.
It's a week ago, about 5 days ago.
About 5 days ago. What was it?
Heroin.
Heroin.
Have you ever been here before?
Yeah.
On remand or doing a sentence?
Doing a sentence. I was doing 12 months, went to Hatfield and I did a run from Hatfield.
So you're still on the run now?
Well, not now, no.
Well,
yeah.
yes.
Have you ever been depressed enough to try and harm yourself? Have you ever attempted suicide? You're feeling that way you're crying now?
No.
Sure?
Yeah.
Take out your browns and anything else you're going to change.
I've been in here 9.5 months. I've seen some go out, come back, go out and come back again. A lot of them, it's just a way of life to them. They don't know any better. But there are some decent lads who have just got into, you know, the same sort of difficulties as I went through. And now they're paying the price for it.
It's just like a big never-ending circle, round and round, out, back into prison, out. I don't want to jump off that circle. It's just normal for where I live, everyone does it. But I want to try, but in fact I am going to try. Because I don't want to be coming to prisons for the rest of my life. It's the people out there who love you, who get hurt the most.
After being away from my family for maybe a couple of weeks, and you know how stupid I've been, they've kept in contact with me all the time and sent photographs of themselves. Always, you know, writing to me, visiting me. So I can't really complain on the family front. They've really been good. I ran into a shop with a knife and newsagent sort of place, and said, "Give me the money." I got in a bit of debt with bank, and like an idiot, rather than going to my family, which I should have done, I went and took it on my own head sort of thing, like an idiot.
Moorland Prison in South Yorkshire is one of Britain's newest jails. It cost £56 million and was opened in response to suicides among teenage prisoners in traditional jails elsewhere in the north of England.
Have we done the meals, or just about to, are we?
The prison holds 600 young offenders. Some are violent or disturbed. Many have been criminals since childhood. The Governor, Michael Sheldrick's toughest task is making them stop.
It's a team effort at Moorland, clearly. And I think that the most challenging part is to try and get the young people that we have looking at things, questioning their lives, seeing whether they can alter what's been going on that's brought them into prison. It's not our job at Moorland to punish people, and I'm not sure that this is well understood. The courts punish people by taking the liberty away, and we've got to use the time that they're here, it seems to me, as constructively as possible. That would be my personal philosophy. Okay, thanks. See you.
Right.
He's a treat, isn't he?
Since last summer, there have been 2 disturbances. Staff had to watch while remand prisoners tore their brand new cells apart.
Clearly, I was more than disappointed, I think it would be fair to say. But at the end of the day, I work with what I've got. And if people choose to damage things, smash items in the cell, then they've got to live with the consequences of that.
Ten months later, some remand prisoners still smash their windows, and repair work on the remand blocks still goes on.
Well, I've been here since Tuesday and it's been out since Christmas from what I've heard. I thought, Leicester lads, it's rubbish this jail compared to others I've been in. It's cold at night and everything.
It's alright, keep your cell clean. Some of them are a mess with that, with the riot what went on. Kick the windows out. But my cell's tidy, a few of the lads is tidy and all.
Right, good afternoon lads and welcome to our group this afternoon.
The prison chaplain, Stuart Bonney, leads a counselling group for prisoners who've tried to injure themselves. In Moorland's first 6 months, there were more than 100 reports of inmates with self-inflicted injuries. Staff believe these sessions help keep the problem of self-injury under control.
Do any of you ever talk to other people about this? I mean, when you feel like you do, David, and you do something like cut your wrists, instead of doing that, do you ever think, oh, why don't I talk to somebody?
Well, there's times that I hadn't talked to anyone. When I went in Armley, I tried hanging myself. And I got the nose up on the bars, all perfect. And I tried putting it around my neck, but I couldn't, so I just thought about my girlfriend and my family, what they'd think.
Right. Somebody else done anything like that?
Yeah, I've done it. I tried even you a week.
Right. And what were your feelings before you actually did? What did you try and do?
It was just that my head was doing it. I was just really upset in that.
Right. And what was upsetting you?
My granddad's death.
Right. Right.
You see, I was brought up by my granddad when I was born anyway. Yeah. See, my mum was going to have an abortion with us, but my granddad didn't believe in that. So I was brought up with my granddad anyway.
Yeah. So you've been very, very close to her. And so, you know, it's natural that you should be feeling like this. There's nothing wrong with it. The important thing is that you do feel the feelings, so that you do get them out, however best you want to do it. Don't feel it's a soft thing to do, to cry, because it isn't.
It's not easy to cry in prison, is it?
Some prisoners feel isolated and a long way from home. It's a tough, enclosed community, and the strongest prisoners find it easiest to survive. For others, it's a different story. Bullying exists in all prisons. In jail, a pair of training shoes is a valuable commodity. Prison discipline is strict. If a prisoner's caught breaking the rules, he can expect to be punished.
You feel like people take advantage of you all the time, and then you're just going to get bullied every day. But you've got to stand up for yourself, you know. But other lads, you know what I mean, if they get bullied once and they take it, and then I'm afraid for the rest of the sentence they're just going to get bullied again. And if they move jails, it just goes with them, so they can't ever get rid of it.
In prison, you've got to look a bit tough. You can't let them pick on you, you've got to fight back for yourself. Otherwise, if you're going to let anyone come here and bully you, well, everyone's going to do it. Then you won't get nowhere.
The worst thing they could have done is allow them to have their own shoes, because they're coming in with 70, 80, £100 trainers on, and as soon as they're walking through the door, there's somebody there taking them off them.
If somebody was to say, give me your trainers, I'd just knock him out. Like, that's the end of the story, the guy won't ever come back, but I suppose the proper way is you go see the staff.
Sir, at approximately 11:20 hours on the 9th of September 1992, in House Block 3, Cell 224, Officer Gledhill and I carried out a routine cell search. The occupants of the cell were DG 1430 Brereton and CV 3471 Walsh. I found Brereton to be in possession of a pair of black Fear training shoes. These were found to be not noted on his property card. That, sir, concludes my evidence.
Right, well, I'll remand it.
An adjudication, a formal disciplinary hearing held by the Governor. A pair of training shoes was found in John Brereton's cell.
Well, I had the high-tech ones on. I had the feeler in a plastic bag. And when I was in Leeds Crown Court after I got sentenced, they asked me what I had on, written down on my property card, what I had on and what I was wearing. And when I come back through reception, they never
I never mentioned that I had them in.
These were in your hand, were
Yeah,
they?
in the bag.
Yeah, thanks. Morning. Order, sir. You can indeed. Tomato soup to start with, please.
John Brereton's taking catering exams, and he wants to work in the food business when he gets out.
Okay.
Inside Moorland, he's still living with the consequences of the crime that put him here.
Just an argument, started fighting and accidentally lashed out. There were so many witnesses. Some said I threw a glass at him, others said I thrusted a glass into his neck. Because I had that much to drink, didn't know what had happened. The following day I was arrested and charged with murder.
Do you feel sorry for what you did?
Yeah.
What effect has it had on your family?
Well, they've had to move out of the area where they've lived to go start new somewhere else. I've been a letdown to them, that's the way I see it, but they've coped. It's mainly stupidity. It ruined my life anyway.
David Medland is serving 27 months for affray and grievous bodily harm after an incident outside a nightclub. Now he's in a prison band.
We all met up and found that there were different inmates with special talents, so we decided to form a band. It relieves a lot of tension. It's a feeling you get when you're there. It's as if you're out of the way, you're in a different place.
Listen to him, try and come in as soon as you can. What I'll do is I'll do this. First one's a 4-beat, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, change, 1, 2, change, 1. Nearly.
I think it's brilliant. It's extra freedom. We're allowed to express ourselves in a different way. We can show people that we're not just criminals. We do have talents and that, you know what I mean?
3, 4, 1, 2.
I think it's a good thing because if you learn to read music and it's something that you really want to do, then it's something to follow on once you get out.
3, 4. Always remember to go straight back to the first chord.
People do say to me, well, why should prisoners get the facilities that you've got at Moorland when perhaps we haven't got those in the immediate local community? And it's a fair point. But locking them up in a cell for 23 hours a day cannot be right in my view. So using the opportunities that we have at Moorland to get them involved in constructive things seems to me to be a good thing.
The prison library. Mark Shaw cracked open a building society safe. Now he says he wants to go to college.
It's not worth it, is it? It's throwing the best years of our lives away now, aren't we? My girl said she'd wait for me, but she'll only wait for me this once. Don't want to be getting married and having kids when you've got to be coming to prison all the time. I don't want to be coming back to prison. Jail's jail, isn't it? It's just no case of you can't do it or can do it. You've got to do it. You can either walk around like that all the time, your head down, sulking, or just you're here, so get on with it.
I'd like to welcome you all to Hatfield Woodhouse, Village Fair and Vintage Car.
Jason Harwood is a burglar. He's been allowed out for the day. For Harwood and another prisoner, Parvis Khan, serving 4 years for kidnap, it's a reward for their work in jail.
It's just like being outside, you know what I mean? So you've got your own bit of freedom, you're not like stuck in the prison all the time like most people are. So I've been in like 9 months, and it's first time being out. It's like so many things are rushing through my head, you know, it's nice to be out.
It's right exciting, you know, you're too tempted to just walk away, but, you know, it makes a change. It's better than being behind bars. I'd rather be out here than in prison.
You've had it now.
You've really got to mean it. Get hold of it. Right, go on.
I think the public are quite shocked that the prison service can do something like this. Sometimes they seem to think prisoners have got two heads. A lot of the time that the prison service is always seen when we're in trouble. I think they get a lot of satisfaction that they've actually rebuilt, repainted a lot of the machinery and then actually gone out with it outside of the prison service. They've done something that they can actually see at the end of the sentence.
You know, looking at the outside world, I thought I was just free, you know, I could just wander off where I want, do what I want. But I realised that, you know, I'm actually out for the day and I have to go back to prison.
Inside prison, the inmates miss family and friends. Today, Shahid Khan, serving 5 years for armed robbery, is one of many prisoners hoping for a visit. A brief reminder of life outside.
2 people, is it? 2 visitors, yeah, 1, 2. Okay. Is it 2? 1, 2.
Moorland takes prisoners from across the region. Families make the long journey to South Yorkshire. It's an important chance to keep in touch.
Visit for Khan!
It is important, you do need your visitors. I mean, it cuts up the time and it makes the weeks go faster because you're looking forward to the end of the week when you're going to get your next visit.
Name?
Khan.
Is a Mr. Khan from Bradford visiting you?
Yes, he's my father.
Okay. Have you any jewellery?
Just a watch.
One yellow metal?
Yellow metal
One
custom.
yellow metal watch. Shake shaft and bins, please.
Visits and seeing family is a very important issue for all prisoners, and I think especially for young prisoners. From where I sit as governor, people seem to be making good use of the arrangements. The visiting room's always full, that's for sure, and I'm pleased that it is.
Did you hear about that plane crash? Yeah. Pakistan. That's why I'm getting worried, you see.
I'm going to work out what will be the gross pay, the net pay for this particular advertisement.
For a long-term prisoner, the daily routine helps time go by. In this instance, a business studies class. There are a handful of lifers in Moorland. George Phillip was jailed when he was 17.
What this test does, George, is pull together everything that you've done on the first 3 tests, OK?
He doesn't know when he might be released. It means there's little chance to plan for the future.
You're moving the margins in.
That's Michelle. She's got 2 brothers and they're here on Avon. They asked me if I want to write to her sister, so I says yeah. So I started writing to each other. It makes me feel happy, you know what I mean, when I get letters off them and that. I hope my letters make them feel happy as well. And it was my father's car, and this person that got killed, he just smashed the back of my father's car up. The back end of the car got smashed up badly. And I went down to see him. It just started this argument, and argument just led on and on.
The bodies of Philip Cosburn and his 84-year-old mother Eileen Dade were found in the house in 6th Avenue this morning. Police found the body of Philip Cosburn, who was 45, slumped inside the front door. It's thought he'd been badly beaten. His mother was found in an upstairs room.
Well, that night, I didn't realise that I killed him, yeah. It was the next day when we had it on the television, on the news. Oh, I was in shock. I started crying and my brother, he was crying and everything, you know what I mean? And my mother and father, they told me, let's go down to the police station, tell them what we know and that. But really shocking that I was too scared to go down to the police station.
2 teenage brothers have been ordered to be detained indefinitely by an Old Bailey judge after the murders of a pensioner and her son.
Frank Clarkson became a burglar to pay for a £60 a day heroin addiction.
It all started off when I was young, really, just as a bit of fun. And since like 1990, I've been coming in jail, getting out, going back onto the heroin. Within like a month or so, I've built an habit back up where what I've got to feed. And I've been committing crime to feed that habit. A friend of mine a few weeks ago, he got a bit of heroin in. And we did it in, we chased it together. He sorted me out with some. But I won't say this prison's got a bad drug problem inside it. Not on this house block, anyhow.
Before their release, efforts are made to prepare inmates for life outside. Frank's about to leave jail with another prisoner, Brian, who cannot be identified for legal reasons.
Well, I wouldn't say Moorland will do myself personally any good, no, because it's just that there's no deterrent at all, is it? Like, you get a job, you work, and you sleep in your pad, you talk to your mates, and it's just the same thing every day. So really, I don't think prison's a place to help you stop committing crime. I think it's just a waste of time, a waste of money. I mean, they learn how to open a safe in prison, you know. Yeah, you learn quite a lot of things.
Come on, get yourself away. See you later.
Back home on a temporary release course, Frank is taking part in discussion groups with other prisoners. He'll see Brian at the probation centre.
Heroin's funny because you never know who could be next on the list. My youngest brother's 17 and he's got a bit of a drug problem himself. One of my cousins, he had a methadone overdose last year and he's dead now. My mate this year who got out of Moorland's off House Block 3, he's in the box now, never to be seen again. It's just going to keep on happening. So it's pretty important for me to get my head together when I do get out.
Frank, Brian and other prisoners are going to meet probation officers, get advice about coping with life outside jail and see if they can change their ways.
In terms of the prison, has this one been better or worse? What about the effect that this sentence has had on you now? Has it had any effect at all in terms of reoffending or, you know, teaching you a lesson or
it's
learning
my fourth
different
sentence
things?
now. It's my fourth sentence now, and like I feel each time I go into prison, I sort of like come out and I'm worse. And I'm 21 now, so like when I get out, I want to try and make a go of things, like learning a skill. I'm going to college to learn extra things. I think I'm going to try and give it a go.
Brian isn't there. He's absconded.
Right, okay, well, I'll put some thought into
A week later, he was arrested and charged with further offences, allegedly committed while he was on the run.
Would you go along with what Frank said, or you still view it differently?
I don't care what anybody says, you can't go up there and you can't live on £67 a fortnight. You can't do it.
Oh, well, that's why you try and get a job, innit? Even if it's an ET scheme, it's £20 extra a fortnight. But at least you're learning a trade and you're going to work each day, so that boredom's gone. I ain't saying it'd work for me. I might get out, try it, be on it a month and think, oh, stuff this, I'm bored of it. Go back to my usual way of living.
Evening inside. Prisoners joined together for association, a chance to relax outside their cells.
You feel like you've had exercise. It's like getting out of your pad and going into another little world. If everyone else is on association and you're banged up, you can hear them all. And it just wrecks your head because you can hear everyone else doing what you want to do. Because you can't go out your pad, you've lost association, it just does your head in.
It gives them the chance to mix with other inmates, to form relationships, to let off steam. It gives them something to look forward to. And it also gives the staff the chance to get to know the lads better. You can communicate with them and you can see a side of them that you don't normally see in the everyday running, because I mean, it's quite hectic through a working day.
The end of another day in prison. Some adapt better to the regime here than others. Staff can't say how successful they'll be. Only the failures come back to Moorland. At 8 o'clock, it's time for bed. The prisoners will be locked in their cells until morning. It's Frank Clarkson's last night inside. Tomorrow he'll be out, but he's got to stay away from heroin.
I'm confident, but I'd say it's like a 50-50% chance, because tomorrow night there's going to be like a lot of temptation there for me to have some, because I know that the buzz I'm going to get off it tomorrow night is going to be like the first buzz I got when I first tried it.
For the officers, the work goes on. For the prisoners, life outside Moorland's up to them. They'll have to learn the lessons of the past.
Sign there, you're taking a grand total of £35.25 out with you. You've got a discharge grant of £33.35 for your fares and £90 private cash.
Frank Clarkson is about to make another new start.
What's your full name and number? Frank Markham Clarkson.
No problems, you've had all your property, signed for your property. All right, young man. Good luck, and away you go.
All prisoners know there's a real risk of reoffending when they start a new life outside jail.
Well, that's a chance you've got to take, isn't it? There could be a possibility that could happen, but well, I think I know for a fact that when I get back out there, I'll just keep my head down, get settled into a proper job.
I know for a fact that when I go out, I'll just go back to work and try to get my life back into some order.
This prison sentence has really calmed me down a lot, and like I say, with the education facilities, I thought, well, something that I couldn't do at school was taking certain exams. I've been able to take them with the education. I don't know, I feel like this prison sentence will give me a chance, really.
Well, I hope in 20 years' time I'll be back outside, settled into a good job, married, things like that, settled down with a family.
It would be nice to feel that we could alter people and that they would go from Moorland and not commit offences or stop having some of the problems that they have. And I think we're achieving some successes. We've had some problems along the way, but they're all going to be somebody's next door neighbour. And if they go out of Moorland more embittered, more feeling a sort of anger against society, then that seems to me to be not in the interests of the community out there.